At the beginning of 2025, you made a promise to yourself. Not out loud, not on social media, just a quiet agreement in your head. This year, I'll finally change. You watched videos late at night, 7-day challenges, 30-day transformations, winter grind routines, how to get your life together in 2025. You told yourself you were preparing, learning, getting ready. Now, be honest with yourself. Did anything actually change? Not the motivation you felt for a few days, not the plans you kept replaying in your head, your real life, your habits, your discipline, the way you use your time when no one is watching. Because the truth is simple and uncomfortable. 2025 is over. And most likely, you finished it exactly the same way you started it. Same excuses, same delays, same comfort. And now 2026 has already begun. Without even realizing it, you are about to repeat the same pattern. You will search for another video, another explanation, another final comeback. You will think, maybe this one will change everything. But let me be honest with you, and I'll say it clearly. If nothing changed in 2025, nothing will change in 2026 either, unless you do something differently. Change does not come from watching more videos. It does not come from waiting for motivation. It does not come from another challenge. Change comes from pain. Have you ever heard the story of the eagle? An eagle can live for almost 70 years, but around the age of 40, it reaches a breaking point. Its wings grow so heavy that flying becomes difficult. Its claws grow too long to grip prey properly. Its beak bends forward, making eating painful. At that moment, the eagle has only two choices. It can continue living the same way, slowly losing strength, slowly starving, slowly dying, or it can choose transformation. The eagle flies to the highest mountain peak, far away from safety. No one helps it. No one comforts it. First, it tears out its own feathers. Then it smashes its claws against stone until they break. And finally, it breaks its own beak by striking it against rock. For weeks, the eagle cannot fly. It cannot hunt. It cannot defend itself. But slowly, something changes. New feathers grow, new claws form, a new beak emerges, and the eagle lives the rest of its life stronger than before. This story is not about an animal. It is about you. Every person reaches a phase where comfort becomes dangerous, where routine slowly kills ambition, where potential fades not because of failure, but because of delay. Most people never change because they are not willing to suffer once. They choose small comfort every day instead. They wait for the right mood. They wait for motivation. They wait for life to slow down. It never does. If your life is gonna change in 2026, something from your old self must be destroyed. Your habits, your excuses, your attachment to comfort. Yes, the process will hurt, but the pain of discipline lasts a moment. The pain of regret lasts a lifetime. If you are truly ready for that, pause for a second and ask yourself one honest question. Are you willing to go through discomfort once so you don't repeat the same year again? Because this is not another motivational video. This is not another comeback plan. This is about identifying the real reason your comeback never happens. Most people think their problem is lack of motivation. That is not the problem. The real problem is hesitation. That small delay between knowing what to do and actually doing it. That gap destroys potential more effectively than failure ever could. This is why the first step is not mindset. It is not discipline. It is not planning. It is action, immediate action. There's a simple rule that explains this perfectly, the 5-second rule. Mel Robbins, who is now known worldwide as a motivational speaker, once reached a point where her life felt completely stuck. She avoided responsibility. She struggled to even get out of bed. One night, she watched a rocket launch on television. As the countdown reached 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, something clicked. The next morning, when her alarm rang, she did not negotiate with her thoughts. She counted down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and she stood up. That small action changed the direction of her life. Science explains why this works. If an idea stays in your mind for more than 5 seconds, your brain starts protecting comfort. Excuses appear. I'll do it later. I'm not ready. I'll start tomorrow. And procrastination takes control. The 5-second rule interrupts that process. It shuts down your excuse factory. It does not give your brain time to argue. It forces action, and action creates momentum. If there's something you need to start in 2026 studying, working, fixing your routine, improving your life, do not wait to feel motivated. Count down and move. Because the moment you hesitate, comfort wins. But action alone will not save you if your mindset is programmed to fail. For years, scientists believed running a mile in under 4 minutes was impossible. Doctors said the human body could not handle it. Experts agreed. And because authority declared it impossible, the world accepted it. Until one man, Roger Bannister, proved them wrong. He ran a mile in 3 minutes and 59 seconds. The most shocking part was not the record itself, it was what happened next. Within weeks, others broke the same barrier. The limit was never physical, it was mental. Your mind controls your body. What you believe determines what you attempt, and what you attempt determines who you become. The problem is not that you are weak. The problem is that you constantly tell yourself that you are. Every time you say, I can't, your brain listens. Every time you doubt yourself, your actions shrink. You cannot win in life if you are already defeated in your own head. Talk to yourself with intention, not arrogance, belief. Say, I can improve, I can learn, I can change. Because unless your mindset changes, your behavior will not. And even with the right mindset, most people still fail for one simple reason. They never set deadlines. When there is no deadline, there is no urgency. When there is no urgency, there is no focus. If you give yourself 30 days to do a task, it will take 30 days. If you give yourself 3 days, it will be done in 3. The work does not change, only the pressure does. A goal without a deadline is not a goal, it is a wish. And wishes do not create comebacks, they create regret. Stop for a moment and think honestly. How many things in your life are unfinished not because you couldn't do them, but because you never decided when? That answer matters more than you think. Before you can move forward, there is something uncomfortable you need to face. There are certain patterns of thinking that quietly destroy every comeback before it even begins. These patterns are not obvious, and that is why they are dangerous. They feel logical, they feel justified, but they are the reason many people stay stuck for years. There are 5 types of people who almost never achieve anything meaningful in their lives. The first is the perfectionist. This person keeps waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect mood. They tell themselves they will start when everything is aligned. But life never becomes perfect. Conditions are never ideal. And while they are waiting, time keeps moving forward. The tragedy is not that they fail. The tragedy is that they never even begin. The second type is the overthinker. This person lives inside their own head. They think about starting. They imagine every possible outcome. They worry about what people will say if they fail. They analyze every step so much that action never happens. Their thoughts multiply, but their results stay at 0. Over time, thinking replaces doing, and fear disguises itself as intelligence. The third type is the victim. This person always has a reason. Family issues, financial problems, lack of support, bad luck. And while some of these problems may be real, the mistake is this. Instead of solving the problem, they blame it. They hand over control of their life to circumstances and then wonder why nothing changes. Responsibility feels heavy, so they avoid it. But without responsibility, there is no power. The fourth type is the procrastinator. This person lives in tomorrow, discipline from tomorrow, hard work from tomorrow, change from tomorrow. The problem is simple. Tomorrow never arrives. Life only happens today, and every time they delay, the habit of delay becomes stronger. Eventually, procrastination is no longer a choice. It becomes their identity. The fifth type is the know-it-all. This person watches videos, reads books, listens to podcasts, and believes knowledge alone is progress. They talk confidently about success, but their life shows no evidence of it. Information makes them feel productive, but action is missing. Knowing without doing creates arrogance, not results. There's another reason most comebacks fail, and this one is harder to accept: laziness. Not the obvious kind, but disguised laziness. The kind that hides behind comfort, entertainment, and excuses. Every successful person you admire has one thing in common in their early years. They worked harder than everyone else. Not for a week, not for a month, for years. If you are young right now, especially between your late teens and mid-20s, this is the most powerful phase of your life. Your energy, your ability to recover, your capacity to focus, all of it is at its peak. This is the time when late nights, early mornings, and consistent effort shape your future. Later in life, responsibilities increase, energy decreases, and regret becomes heavier. Every legendary journey starts the same way. Not with a perfect plan, not with perfect timing, but with one decision, one action, one sacrifice. People don't fail because they are incapable. They fail because they never commit long enough for results to appear. Many people also believe competition is the reason they cannot succeed. They say there are too many people doing the same thing, too many creators, too many students, too many businesses. But the truth is the opposite. There has never been less real competition than there is now. Most people today are distracted, scrolling endlessly, chasing instant pleasure, consuming instead of creating. That is your advantage. While others waste time, if you focus honestly on improving yourself for a short period, the gap becomes massive. You do not need to be extraordinary. You only need to be consistent when others are not. And soon you will realize something important. Your only real competition was your old self. There is one regret that defines most people's 20s, and it is not losing relationships or missing opportunities. The biggest regret is wasted time. Time spent on the wrong people, wrong conversations, wrong distractions. Years later, the pain comes from realizing that none of it mattered, that the things you sacrificed your goals for were never worth it. Your 20s are not a time for destruction. They are time for building skills, building discipline, building identity. This is the age where habits turn into destiny. One day, you will look back and wish you had given more time to yourself instead of giving it away so easily. Ask yourself 2 questions. What you are doing today, 10 years from now, will it improve your life or worsen it? And if the version of you from 10 years ago met you today, would they feel proud or disappointed? Now understand this clearly. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is freedom. Most people associate discipline with pain and restriction, waking up early, working when you don't feel like it, saying no to comfort, and they think discipline is suffering. That belief is wrong. Discipline gives you freedom. Freedom from regret, freedom from chaos, freedom from stress caused by unfinished goals. Discipline is not a burden. It is a privilege. It is the structure that allows your life to move forward. The more disciplined you become, the less mental pressure you feel. Guilt decreases, confidence increases, satisfaction replaces anxiety. Discipline creates self-respect. Start by reducing mental overload. Every night, write down the tasks you believe you need to complete the next day. Then choose only 3 that truly matter. Focus only on those 3. This creates clarity, less confusion, more execution. When the mind is clear, action becomes easier. Next, create a simple daily routine, not a complicated one. No overplanning. Choose one habit you can repeat daily. The most powerful habit is waking up at the same time every day. The time itself does not matter. Consistency does. This single habit creates structure, and structure creates discipline. Once discipline begins, it spreads, like a domino effect. Even on days when motivation is absent, routine carries you forward. Over time, your identity shifts. You no longer force discipline. You become disciplined. This is what James Clear explains in Atomic Habits. Do not focus on goals. Focus on becoming the type of person who achieves those goals. Small daily actions shape identity, and identity shapes destiny. Discipline does not mean doing everything at once. It means doing what matters consistently. If you are still watching or listening to this, understand one thing clearly. If you do not start now, you will keep delaying forever. Right now, you have time, you have energy, you have opportunity. Later, even if desire exists, the ability may not. Start now, not perfectly, just start. By now, you should understand something crucial. Waiting for the perfect moment will never work. Waiting for motivation, inspiration, or ideal conditions is a trap. Time does not pause for anyone. 2025 is gone. 2026 has already started. Every day you delay, the gap between who you are and who you want to become grows larger. The pain of action is temporary. The pain of regret is permanent. And once life passes a certain point, no amount of effort can fully reverse what you have lost. Look at the people you admire. Every successful individual you see today started somewhere uncomfortable. They made decisions when they didn't feel ready. They faced uncertainty, fear, and fatigue. They invested energy, time, and focus when everyone else was distracted, lazy, or indifferent. That is why they are ahead. Not because they were luckier, not because they were smarter, because they acted when others did not. And now it is your turn. The only person holding you back from your next comeback is yourself. Not your circumstances, not your age, not the distractions around you. It is the version of you that refuses to start, refuses to suffer briefly for long-term gain, refuses to embrace discipline, and refuses to act. Confront that version of yourself honestly, because until you do, nothing else matters. Remember the eagle. Transformation is painful, chaotic, and lonely. Growth is rarely comfortable. But once you endure it, once you break through the temporary struggle, you emerge stronger, sharper, and fully capable of controlling your life. You create momentum that carries forward. One decision, one action, one day at a time, compounds into change that cannot be ignored. Discipline is freedom. Action is momentum. Deadlines create focus. Positive self-talk rewires your brain. Small daily habits shape your identity. Avoid procrastination. Avoid overthinking. Avoid waiting for perfection. Reject the excuses you tell yourself. Every small choice, every moment you take responsibility, every second you push forward adds up to a life no video, challenge, or advice alone can create. Do not let 2026 become another year you look back on with regret. This is your time. This is the moment where you decide, will you remain the person you were yesterday, or will you commit to becoming the person you were capable of being? Nothing in life will change until you act. And when you act now, not tomorrow, you take the first step toward a comeback that cannot be stopped. If you are ready, take one simple action immediately. Decide your first small step, write it down, commit to it, and then follow through. Because the journey does not start next week. It does not start next month. It starts right now. One choice, one action, one moment of courage. That is the first step toward the life you've been waiting for. The rest will follow, because action breeds momentum and momentum creates results. Your life is waiting. 2026 will not wait for you. The only way to change it is to begin. And once you do, once you embrace the discomfort and commit to consistency, there is no turning back. You will no longer be the person who waits, hesitates, or excuses. You will be the person who acts, who grows, and who transforms. So take this moment, make your first move, and do not stop. The comeback that everyone talks about, the one you have been waiting for, this is it. Start now. And here's something I want you to do next, because your transformation is not just about mindset or habits. How you carry yourself, how you project confidence, how you influence others, these are all part of your comeback. I've explained all of that in detail in my previous video on body language. If you want to accelerate your growth and make sure people respect, trust, and notice the changes in you, go watch that video next. The link is on the screen. So take this moment, make your first move, and do not stop. One choice, one action, one moment of courage. That is the first step toward the life you have been waiting for. 2026 will not wait for you. Start now, embrace the discomfort, and watch how your life transforms.